Entrepreneurship and sport. How sport can help in the mission, and how the mission can be also a vehicle to serve the sport. It's the same with entrepreneurship, how the mission can sustain itself by finding the way he can lasting in the time. I just want to share 4 points. First, the context, where we can use sport or entrepreneurship to reach out kids, communities, families. And the second point, what is the targets? What do you want to reach? What is the purpose by using entrepreneurship in the mission? And then what can be some obstacle and the way we can find some tactics to do it. Yes, the beginning is we see in context like in Africa or in some areas in the world that missions really needs support and different way to support ministry can be human resource, can be also equipment, tools, and most of the times is finance resource. How can we support and finance our missions? This was some of the research that we have done, and we see that we can do something very different. Sport or entrepreneurship can be mission field, and they can be also the vehicle to serve the mission. What is the context that we have in our context in Africa, for example? If I want to talk most the missions in Africa, we see that if I take the context of my country where I come from, is Togo. 60% of the whole population are under 20. And that means it's a big challenge for government, even for the educational system, to give chance for each of these people to go to school, to have good education. Even in the church don't have enough material or equipment and people to serve this big population who are under 20. Then when we talk about 20, we are talking about kids, children, we are talking about teenagers, and we are talking about young people. And this is, can we see this as an opportunity, or can we see this as threat? And using sport can be one way that we can connect to these people, because sport is a very beautiful language, universal language that can make this bridge between the mission and between this population who are children, teenagers, and young people. And then in this way, there were 2 or 3 ways that we can reach them. For the children under 12, these children also have their own needs, and we see that games, sports, but not competitive sport, more fun games, fun sport can help us to reach them. And in this case, we also use a lot of creative activity that can help them. But those who have 12 to 17, that's we call in our context the teenagers, the adolescent. These also have their own needs. What is first, they have a hard desire to find their own personality, to find their own identity. In this case also, we can use sport to connect to them, but what we do most of the time is to help them to to go through some leadership experience. For example, they have a lot of talent. They are gifted, but sometimes all these things are ignored. The church ignored, the parent ignored, also the society or the community where they are living ignore it. And getting in contact with teenagers give us the opportunity that we can help them to find their identity. Helping them to find their identity is giving them a room or space that they can express themselves. And in this way, for example, we do a lot of trainings, like leadership trainings, and we can also have given them a lot of chance to serve together as co-workers. Not just, they are not object that we are serving, but they are also part of the mission. And by doing this, for example, using sport, it's not just we go and let them play, but we can teach them how they can help others to play. But in the same time, we can help them how they can make disciples among themselves, also helping to make disciples with children. And this we use a strategy that we call Kidshubs program, Kidshubs strategy, and it can be with media, it can be computer, it can be anything that can connect a team to come together. For example, anything that we have passion with, we would like to do it every time, and this can help also to follow up the teenagers and in a long-term process. And in this case also, when we are talking about identity, we are talking about gifts, we are talking about talent, we are talking also about passion, we are talking about the sense that they are living. And for this, we teach them where they are, who they are, and how they can serve their community. Then in this way, we talk about their role, the role that they can play in their community. And we see that they can also be one of the community agents, community transformation agents. And we equip them, we empower them, and we help them to experience the leadership and also to be part of the story, this story to see our community transformed. And when we are coming back, like these teenagers that we are disciplining in a long-term process, after 18 years, 20 years, they are facing another challenges. Which kind of challenge they are facing? They are coming now in the adults. They need to be independent. They need to have houses. You need to have car. They have a lot of needs, and if a lot, most of the time, churches and our agencies, we forgot also to help them to address this need. And most of the time, we see that when we are doing children ministry, what's happened? We focus on children. Sometimes we focus on teenagers, but after we leave them, and then in this case, we don't find them in the churches because they need to find their way to live. And that is the reason why, that is the obstacle, and that is the reason why we have planned also how can we add to creativity, leadership. The third strategy, that will be entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is how can we help them, equip them, train them, and empower them that they can be also those who can create a job, those who can give opportunity, or their gift, then skills that they have can help them to work. If they can find job, we can train them how to look for the job, or we can train them how they can create their own business. And that is what we call entrepreneurship. Create own business according to the needs of their context, according to how the gift, their gift, and according also to how they want to see their world, be transforming their world. This is very important. When we come back to the church, we see that the church didn't think about such project, but it's very important because if we don't do this, then the secular organization will keep out of the church our young people, who were before well trained, given a good talent. They get that from the church. You can see that at the end we have very good music players. We have very good actors. They learn all these things in the church, but they cannot come back to serve the church because where they were looking for the way to live, the church were not there. In our program, then we think entrepreneurship can be one of the very important topic that we can teach the new generation, or we can teach churches how this happen. It's the same thing. We have a need. We have people, they are gifted, but they don't know how to do it. Then we use two models of strategy. One is coaching. If you have business people in the church, they can create a program that we can identify those who are enabled, who have this possibility or skill to lead. But through the leadership training, we can help them to find the way that we can find together solution. And this is by coaching. And at the same time, we're mentoring them. And how can we do this? We work on three strategy or three very practical points. First, we work on their faith. And we say that the church have enough material to help them to have faith. They can go to church. They have youth club, Kidshubs Club. And in the same time, by mentoring and coaching them, we work also on their character. How are they respond? What they have learned? How can they use what they have learned in their life, their daily life? And this is the character. How are they respond? And the third vessel on which we work also very intentional is the skills. And these skills are very important to help them to create a job because the competency that they have, the gift that they have, the talent that they have, God has given them to make the difference. And all these things, when we combine, we mentor them to be one of the mission agents, community transformation agents. That means they can use their faith, share their faith, they can use their character, and also they can use their skills to impact their generation or to impact their community. And that is the way that we do. And for a very small example, we do the same thing by processing cocoa to make chocolate. And this comes also for one of the situations that we have is there was a time where really we could not going forward because we need money to run our Kidshubs Clubs, also to pay for the equipment or to get all that we need to share the gospel. And we have started as a team to think about what is the way that we can support ourselves. We can make our mission sustainable. And then when we were working and doing the brainstorming, that we found out that there is a gap in our country. What is the gap? For centuries, our parents grow cocoa, and they have only sent them to Europe, America, everywhere. But themselves, they cannot process. And in Togo, we don't have chocolate, but we grow cocoa. Then we say that can be a business opportunity for us if we process this one, and then we can sell our chocolate, we can gain money, and this money will be reversed totally in the mission. And then in this way, we are doing it. It's worked very well. And now we can find out that we can use the business, we say business in mission, and mission in business. Like all those who are working in our chocolate company, they are my disciple. We work on the faith, we work on the character, and we also work on the skills. And after we have Monday to Friday, we work hard in our factory. But Saturday to Sunday, each of us, we have our own ministry that we go to support. What is very important, these people, these young people, at the beginning, it was difficult for them to finance their transport, to go to other places. But today, all of them can put aside some economy to support their own ministry. And that is the reason why you can, in Togo, we can see also that the Kidshubs program is working very well because of the self-sustainability strategy, who is entrepreneurship.